Uh-oh, very first screen. No, has Excel open. My thumbnail for YouTube will automatically be generated to be that. Maybe. We'll see. How you guys doing this morning? Oh, we're back in Switch Ball. Switch Ball Deluxe. Today, we're going to make a few more levels. On Saturday, made a really good level, and then a not so good level, and we had a coding adventure. So, pretty fruitful. The coding adventure was making the level we were making originally, which I'm going to show, work, as well as fixing another bug in the process. And let's dive right in. Today our goal is to make probably a few levels, but before we do that, let's do a little bit of testing. So, we only have 27 levels left to make. How are there 160 levels? Well, each world, there's 10 of them, has 16 levels. So you can see here, as you progress through, you can get ranks for each of them, and then the final level in each one is a boss level. Each world has successive gimmicks, and as you go along, it introduces more stuff to the game. So that each level in each world has that world's gimmick, as well as the gimmicks prior to it. Where a gimmick is really just a feature, some way to keep spicing up the level design. So we start off in fossil fuels. This is all about energy and power plants. If you want a full review, check out one of my prior streams. I go over it many times. Last time we were in biofuels, and we made this level wavelength. And if we look at wavelength here, it's hard to see because the final animation, I might do some temporary animation on my own. Maybe we could do that today, actually, for some of the animation that's outstanding. I have a couple animators who I've worked with in the past who, you know, when the game is in a much more close to release state, we're going to be going through and polishing animations and adding animations for different things. But at this point, these are on tracks. It's very hard to see with this background that these are on tracks. But these will be rivers because the motion mechanic of bricks being able to move is introduced in the hydropower world. So these bricks are going to be moving in a wave-like pattern. And then we also have these white bricks right here, which are the pollinators, which are part of this world, which is biofuels. So the update that was made was twofold. These pollinators change the color of bricks that are within range. I just messed up because I broke my combo. But essentially what it did is it now works on moving objects. So you can see those orange bricks that were moving became green. And before, it was not working on moving objects. It also now works on big objects regardless of their position if they're in range of pollinators, which is very good. So this level is very different now that you can do that. Oh, that's... Oh, I did not mean to change it. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And then there's a... I was not moving through quickly, but... So this level now works, which is great. The other level that I was working on after our big coding adventure to change how those pollinators worked. It took about 35 minutes. It wasn't too bad. Was the Omega levels. The Omega levels are the ones in the final world which combine any number of mechanics, any number of these gimmicks. And working on the 7th one, which I called Gifts on Fire, which we'll probably be starting with today. If we take a look at what levels we still need to make, this is my little cheat sheet here. Here are the different worlds and how many are left. So out of 160, we have 27 left. So we're 83% of the way there in terms of just making the levels. Of course, there'll be a lot of playtesting, and we need to do ranks for all the levels, which is knowing like what's an A rank, B rank, etc. We also have 6 out of the 10 bosses completed, which is very cool. So today we could finish off and complete one of these worlds, which would be cool. So why don't we go ahead and try to do that? Why don't we just try to finish the Windmills world? We only have one more normal level. And work on a couple more Omega levels. So we'll try to fix the one that we did for Omega. We'll do a Windmills. We'll go back to do another Omega. And then see where we are after that. So for funds, I like to put up little dev quests here. So we already have 1 Windmills and 1 Omega. We need to fix we need to fix the first one first. So we're gonna do that. Now the Omega level that needs to be fixed is this one. So this one was first just going to be an Omega level. It might actually turn into... Oh, monkeys. I saved over it, didn't I? Wait, is this in a different slot? I think I did. 1 second. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I saved over that. It's fine. This is the actual level we were working on. As you can see, what does this look like to you? Do these look like GIFs? No. So these were supposed to be like ribbons on overlapping GIFs. And it sort of just turned into chaos. Where you have all of these. You don't need to fill up the whole space with these. These are make you on fire, so you can just like go through platforms. So like here, if I go through this, you know, I guess burn through them. And then when I hit the bottom, you know, we have the ability to do some combo. That's how the level works. Now, there's simply too much going on. The essence of geothermal, the world, or one of the mechanics that the fire is used for, is to plow through. So the zoning permit is like a very tame early version of this idea of plowing through and then becoming a color. So you can kind of plow a platform. When you hit a wall, it's no longer there, but say I can now go through this one, hit the red. And it's a pretty cool level to be able to bounce back and forth between these colors as you do it. Like over here I can become blue. Now the combo's really high. So it's pretty cool level. What I was trying to do is something like that for the Omega and just have it way more complex. And that's kind of what I want to do. Add nuclear to it and potentially another mechanic. So what we want to do is take this and make it probably less of a picture and more of a better design, and probably less colors. So what I'm going to do here is really start just wrecking this thing. One, I was just filling it up with fire just for funs. Doesn't really matter. I think it'd be more fun to, on these outside parts, okay, we're not going to use rotation just yet. But see how you have these layers, and I really want there to be more color right above the colors that are present here. So we're actually going to delete these at the top. Just going to get rid of all this for now. Okay. Just want a bit of a cleaner slate. Who cares about the picture? So the idea being that we're going to have multiple colors here in the bottom. What is the music that I have on right now? This is a jazz channel. The Secret of Tiki Island. It's almost done. I just heard that at the end. I'm like, wait a second. Anywho, we're going to have, we can do all the colors now. And we're going to stop trying to make these look like presents and look more like color. And we could have some overlap here, which is fine. So I do believe in some symmetry. I really do feel like symmetry works, especially in a game like this. It teaches you the level quicker. And gives you, like, when you first do a level, you get to see it, and you're like, I think I have an idea of how to do that. And we're actually going to move this closer here. We're going to add a blue layer as well. Okay, just like that. We can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So now we've narrowed the playing field a little bit, which I think is good for this. We can put in some blue bricks here. I'm not going to think about it too hard. Something like that. And I like having like a layer in the middle potentially of fire too. So why don't we do that? So the idea being that you basically have to go through this, make sure you combo a little bit, go through the fire to a different one, combo a little bit, and you're kind of going back and forth is the idea. And this will probably then be copied over into a geothermal world rather than Omega, because I don't really think I want to do more with the nuclear bricks compared to... Like, I don't think I want to do more than nuclear and geothermal here, where the nuclear are the big bricks. I also want there to be enough color here, so we're just going to start fresh. So generally, I am fine with having some like nuclear bricks thrown in, and maybe just like a little bit of off color as you approach kind of this fire barrier in the middle. So if we start with orange, we don't have that much orange here, just a little bit. So we can make a bigger one. Maybe we do something like this. And having in the middle of the barrier, I would love just like some random color too. Maybe that's what we do. Oh, maybe that's what blue is. Maybe blue is just like... That's kind of fun. All right, let's try that. We're gonna get rid of our blue here. We'll have some gold here in the end. So the gold will, I don't know, I'll just throw some bricks in right now. Can't really think about it. So we'll have blue. The blue will be the, hey, you got a combo to get through here kind of idea. And then the rest of the bricks will fill it up. So it's going to just be completely and utterly full. So now let's go ham and see what happens. Put one here, put one here. And we'll just fill up the rest of this space. A red one there, put one up there. So the idea behind this level is that this fire will allow you to plow through these bricks. You'll automatically be hitting whatever color you're at and combo on that color. Theoretically, you'll get enough of a combo that you can then hit these blue, plow through the firewall to get to another color, combo, 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 and keep going back and forth. With enough of these nuclear bricks, you can also get bigger combos assuming you do it in the right order. So like the cyan is the only one that I have right now. They're size 3. That can actually fit in these spaces. Just the way that I've currently designed it. I actually might do, here I'm going to do a big yellow one here too. Fill it in like that. And then over here, sure, why not? Why not? And then we got some greenies. The tricky greenies. Oop, that's a mistake. Oop, that's a mistake. There we go. And then the yellow, gold here. Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty cool. What's that? 152. Okay, let's see if this works. So theoretically I can go through here and then like combo through, become red. Oh. Is this too easy though? What if I just ignore any of the colors? See there, I'm hitting that. Not really getting enough room to combo. That's what I kind of wanted. But now it's just a matter of using the fire. See, now you're not really using the whole color mechanic because there's too much fire. So I think what we'll do is this. We're going to take this. And here. And this way we can make it omega. I'm going to put some pollinators in the middle. And what we're going to do is have some pollinators here. And then what we're also going to do, like this. And then on either side of these, we'll do warps, so you can get through the pollinators at certain points if you want. And those warps are going to be on either side. I've done this at another level where essentially you put warps on either side, so essentially you can kind of just transmute through something. It's kind of the effect. Which basically means these pollinators are impossible to get hit, but so we're going to put one there. And then we'll put one there. And maybe like, oh, let's make that a different color. 1, 2, 3. Let's make them evenly distributed. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it looks like I can't. I can do this. Let's see. So now, if you go through and you're going to do it, you're going to hit that color. You can go over here. All right, we'll try this out. It's definitely turned into a mega with that. So if I go down here and become yellow, I messed it up. Is that big enough? I guess I could go like that. But is there any way for me to change the red? I guess with combo level 2 I can now. Oh yeah. So now I can go down like no. But like orange is blocked off now. Come on. Orange. Dope. Oh, that's that. That's interesting. Oh, this is really hard now. Oh, this part is really hard too. Oh, why do I have time? Oops. I mean, it was plenty. Alright, it became way harder. It almost works now. I think what we're gonna do is have more portals. Probably every 2 spots. So I think this is 5. Like that. And then, so now you can go through and hit these. The idea is that you're going to get a combo enough that you need to maintain that combo all the way through this gauntlet. I'm just wondering, is there any point in putting like a fire brick here? Because when you get to the other side, I don't know. Let's try that. Maybe just a few more. Now I'm like this, right? You can skip over here. That's kind of funny. It's actually not bad. Oh, you can't actually get there. Oh. Because here you're blocked off. Is there a way for me to hit those orange? No. Alright, so I have an idea. I'm actually going to leave this bottom layer open. Actually, not for the originals. I think sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of symmetry. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the same on the top. Like that. And here we're actually going to lower the size a little bit here. Some levels take significantly longer to make, and this is one of them. Alright, how about that? So you can go like this, and now you can go in there and hit that, and now when I go in there, I could theoretically just hug the wall, hit that, and then that feels good to be like, go pop. And now just go pop. If I go like that, now pop. Oop. Yeah, that was cool. I don't know what happened. That was cool. What if we just skipped it all the way to the right? What if I just held? Because now that sort of works, right? Oop. Just like, oop. Holding up. Sorta. I mean, it worked for part of it. Wait, how did I make that orange? I brought orange over there? Wait, is this uncompletable now? I changed everything to orange, and now I can't even get over there. Oh my gosh, really? Wait. No. I think I can fire over, maybe? Wait, let's try this. You got that one? Or I can do this. So, if I just do this on one side, and then do it on the other side. Wait. Is that fast? Oh, sorta. Alright. We need to move on to a new level. I spent enough time last session and this session working on this. It works. Look, there's 4 mechanics going on. It's great. Alright, time to name this. I can't drink. What am I gonna name this? Something like come up with another made up word. What about transfluxigration? It's a good one. Go down to omega. And this one is not a thing. But we're going to call this one transfluxigration. And it's got trans. What do we look at this? What's going on here? transmute things to blow up the things. I'm such a wordsmith this morning. I don't know. Change the things to do the things. I can't think this morning. Everything but blue. This is using warp. That. It's using warps, pollen, nuclear, and fire. Cool. Alright, we can knock that off in a level quest. Oh, woohoo! Yo! Very, very different than what we started with. Okay, time to do the last windmills level. See if we can come up with one more idea for that. All the way back here. So these are not in the order of how complicated they are. I also need to find my level codes for these two levels, because right now they are nothing burgers. I think I have them saved somewhere. Yeah, we could try to do that. Make sure we put these two levels in. Do I have them saved in my document? Let's see, are they at the bottom somewhere? I have these. Well, that's the old one. Here's the old code for it. I think I saved these somewhere. Let's see. I don't know where they are. Maybe I have an old recording of them on it. That'll have to be for the future. So, we'll ignore those two. One looks like a bunch of buildings, and one looks like a face where the only way you can destroy certain bricks is by comboing. It's like one of the first instances of that. This is equivalence. It's pretty good. Got recycling. I haven't played this level very much. But let's see if this works. No. That's bad. Alright, there are definitely like a lot. Not an easy one. There's got to be a way to navigate around this. Or I just did the recycling symbols and I said, probably fine. That's likely what happened. Boop. Not done? Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. Cha 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 cha. Oh, that's a great level, the auto scroller. There's a quick way to do that too, in a legitimate 4 seconds. This is the last one. Let's see what else we got here. Layers remix. We got the fidget spinner. We got helicopter, circuit, pinwheels, Dirk Devil. This is similar to the other one, Providence. We got the bar chart and the maze. Pretty good mix. All right. Chuck. Cool. Got invisible blocks. I just want to make sure I'm not accidentally deleting them. Alright, so we'll just save that. It's 31. Yeah, stop pressing tab. Okay, so we've done some pictures and windmills. Right now, we only have access to rotation. So this is early on. This is the second world. I've created some that are somewhat difficult. There's some ones that are tricky. We did a maze. That was pretty good. The first instance was really bad. The second instance was pretty good. We could have one that was similar to... I'm going to go back out. So we have two levels right now that are kind of like avoid levels. Come on now. One is Province, where you have to maintain a color, and the other is Equivalence. Not Equivalence. But just was looking at it. Oh, auto scroller. So auto scroller, if I just don't hold anything. Pretty cool. And then you win. Right. The time is going to be fast. So that's auto scroller, which is fun. You have Providence, which is going to be a later level, where there is a quick way to do this using the windmills. And I've already messed up. Gotta maintain. Darn. It's like, that works. But there's a quick way to do it. I want one more like that. I think. So I think I only have two that are like that. This is a speed level, one of those. Tricky, tricky. Picture, tricky. Speed. Kind of an intermediate. Tricky. Puzzle. Tricky. Picture. That, yeah, I want one more. So I want one with a ton. Just a ton of rotation bricks. With the idea that you have to avoid them or use them to get where you want to go. Excuse me. So... we'll start out like this. And I think we'll have pockets. With the idea that it's sort of like a maze. This is gonna be terrible. Now, if I don't do this correctly, there's a possibility that you'll glitch out of bounds. So, that's okay. So that looks pretty good. You know, we'll make a couple gaps a little bit wider. Now you gotta get the red. Is it gonna be red? What we used? What's that little cyan? Little cyan brick. He's over here. Oh, we already used cyan. We used cyan last time. We'll just have orange. Little orange brick over there, right? That's what we need to hit. And you gotta get that one right here. Good luck. I don't know if this is possible. It looks terrible. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm just gonna let go and see what happens. Alright, we're in a loop here. So... The game crashed. No. I knew if I included too many of them, it would crash. This is the same thing I was getting before. Object. This is the most classic error in programming. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Which is null. Collision platform's null. It's assuming... Oh, because I don't have a color. Okay, so what I need to do before I do this, I think what I have an idea of how to prevent the crash. I think I just need to be a color. If I don't have a color and I'm doing all this crazy stuff, there's a point where my color is null or it's not set. We're not fixing this UI today. That's another day. So I just need to set my color early, which is fine. We can do that. Let's go back. So what we're going to do is we'll do this. I'm going to put it down like this. And I will set our color to blue right away. So first we have to get to orange. We're going to have to avoid this brick. So it's going to go bop. Let's put it over here. Bop, bop. And then we're going to eventually have to get in here. And then we're going to have to get through all the way over here and then get that one. And hopefully now that I'm blue, I won't get that error message. See. But stop doing that. So we'll become blue. And let's see if... Can I get out of this? Yeah, I can get out of this. Oh, yeah, we're down there. Nope. No! Alright, this is where... That was where I was glitching in this corner. I can consistently do it. Interesting. So this is trying to send me... I think it's trying to rotate and send me up. And I'm just kind of stuck until I move. So it's usually between the corners of these bricks, which is very rare to place them in corners. See how I was able to glitch through those? Alright, so now it doesn't seem possible. So what we're going to do is make this slightly possible and try to remove the glitch. Because I don't want to figure out how to fix that. You can just make it not possible. Just going to do that. No, it's actually this. Let's do a little bit of this. Easy. Now the level's easy. Boop, boop. Come on. Wait, we can get there. Wait. Come on. Hey, we're orange. No, we're blue again. Yeah. Now we just have to get over. Can I get over here? I can. Is this the worst level I've ever made? Debatable. Alright, can I even get to the right? I can. Okay. It's feasible. In fact, some might say easy. Alright, so I have to not hit the blue. So if you hold up there, you're good. No, not again. Alright. That sucks. Wait, down here. And then I hold down and then up. And I'm out. Wait, I think we got it. Yeah, we did it. I think you can do that really quickly too. All right, let's try that again. I think I know what to do. So you go boom, boom. Hold up. And then here, we're going to hold to the right. And then here, you have to hold down, up, down. Hold right. Right. Bounces this around. I can do that within 5 seconds. Alright, hold down spacebar. Boom. Back. Over here. Hold up, then back down. Then we go over here. Boom. Over here. Spacebar. There's a way! Alright, we gotta break 10 seconds. Ah, I already messed up. Boop, 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 boop. Hold up. And that over here. I messed up. Yep. Ah! No! I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. Oof! Alright, it's not as easy as it looks. That's good. Yeah! Alright, so this is a S rank of less than 10 seconds for sure. But if you just let it do its thing and you don't find that route... Can you get trapped in here and all? Yeah. But this brings you back out. I mean, unless you come back here again. Oh no! Can you escape this? Yeah, you can. People love this level. This is people's favorite level in the game. You know, sometimes you just gotta restart, right? But all it is getting that. And then you gotta go back this way. And then you go hug the walls. And then it's just bada bing, bada boom. You win. Can I make it to the bottom right part? I've not made it to the bottom right part yet. So that's the way to win, is by doing this. But what if I go over here too far? No, it's pretty good. I think that's a... I don't know if you can, actually. You can definitely make this hard. Let's see if I can do this and go over here. This is a very not good song. And it's almost done. That's better. Yeah, actually, if I look at this, because this automatically sends you back up, this is pretty much not doable. So I think what I want is just that. And just see what happens to get over there. And then I think we're done with this level. No, we're stuck again. Oh, we got out. We got out. I'm gaming. Oh, there it is. So if I go out over here. Oh, yeah. This is actually a kind area. Yeah. I guess I could do that. And then it leads me back. Okay. You get to the right half. The right half is kinder. Once you make it to the right half, it sort of leads you to the block. The left half leads you away. Bada bing, bada boom. Maze 2. So we already have maze. And this is going to be called Maze 2. Maze Strikes Back. And it's just orange and then blue and some parens because it can get you. Okay. Awesome. With that, all the windmill levels have been made. That's awesome. Now for that is just playtesting them all, getting ranks and stuff, but that's a different task. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and say we did the thing. Let's make another Omega level then. So we can go ahead and delete this level stuff. I recognize that my face covers up the name of the level. That's fine. And this was like a copy and paste oopsie poopsie from a different level, so we can just delete all the stuff that's here. So what do you want to do for Omega? That was a fun rotation level. I kind of want to do one with antimatter again. Just delete all the tracks that we had. And we'll put some of these guys up here as a placeholder. And it's 151. So if we take a look at what gimmicks we've already used for our final world of the game, Omega, we thus far have 7 levels that we've done. We've used warps 5 times, so try not to use warps again. We've used lights twice. Geothermal twice. I guess I put fire instead of geothermal. I kind of mix and match those terms. So use that 3 times. Rotation. Oh, I can't. I just used the same word. Twice. Pollen 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Antimatter twice. And I've used moving stuff only once. Interesting. Haven't used Hydro very much. Okay. This is way too big. Woo! Oopsie. So kind of moving stuff with antimatter is tricky to design. Do I have any moving with antimatter already? You can look at the antimatter world. I definitely have a couple levels that use it, so let's go to our antimatter world. Which ones use it? Shifting layers does. Oh, no, it doesn't. This just switches the layers. Inside out? Nope. No, no, no. Fickle flickers? No. Co-op no clip? This one does. So this one just shows how tricky it is when you have both of your guys changing color. You kind of have to look at both. I'm not looking forward to fixing some of the collision stuff with Hydro, because there are some instances where when you hit blocks it doesn't do it. This is a very hard one. Blue! I want to be blue! Stop being green! If you get really annoyed, you can sort of make them be in the same spot. Like that. Come on. You wouldn't think just getting a few of these would be this hard. Yeah, this is a hard one. This is why it's hard to design something for this, because of how tricky it is. A new best time. I didn't have a best time. I think I did one more with that, did I? Dynamo? No. Butterfly. That's with pollen. Key to victory uses rotation blocks. Yep. Stair buddies is just normal. And then effigy is a fire one. Yeah, that one's pretty good. I think that might be the only one. Let me take a look here. So if I go to here, you usually do at least, oh no, I just did at least one of each. All right. Let's figure it out. I think we only had the one. I showed just how hard it was just to have a few blocks rotating around. So we're going to have the ability to clone ourselves. We're going to have some moving bricks. And then potentially another, well, at least one other mechanic. So I like the idea of, it's kind of like the Mario flip panels, like in Mario Maker, which we showed with the in sync level. This is what we're going to do. So I have a couple levels in here. This one's called In Sync, where you have a changing color. But then when you become out of sync, like that, combo breaks. So you kind of have to get in sync again. This is one of the harder levels in the world. Now I'm just out of sync. There it is. Now in sync again. Now just out of sync and we're in sync. Come on. Nice. We're almost there. I get there. No. Come on. Nice. Whew. It's a hard level, but it's satisfying. I think it's a very fun level. So the other one we had was this one, shifting layers. Very similar in its idea of changing colors. Except here, you're kind of navigating and adapting. And like in your peripheral vision, you can see that changing and having to make decisions based off of I missed it based off your peripheral vision. And if you speed up, it's just the rate that speeds up, but it's yeah. So what I want to do is something like this, but for also moving bricks. Dang it. And another mechanic. So that's what we're going to do for the Omega world. And because it's Omega, we're going to be switching colors faster. So that's what we're going to start off with. And then if it's too chaotic, then we'll roll it back. Just roll it back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So let's see here. We're going to start off with our spawner, which will just spawn immediately. And then on the right, we're going to do the thing where it's constantly switching colors. He'll just be off to here. Now, part of this switching colors idea is you can kind of do it just like Mario. You could have off-screen something switching colors, but being able to see in your peripheral vision, I think is helpful. So I think actually having it in the forefront of your vision could even be more helpful. So why don't we put it right in the middle? I think it would be interesting. And we'll try it. We'll try it this way. We'll be going back and forth. What 2 colors do you want to do? I don't know. Red and we've already done red. I did yellow and blue and I did red and cyan. Orange and green? Sure. So here's our orange and green. And then our clone is going to be right in here. And when he spawns in, he's going to be going bop, 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 bop. Now, for example, I could just do, just to show the chaos here, just throw some platforms out as a base. And this is 151. So I set them out, and you can see the colors are switching. Now, so fast that is almost imperceptible to be able to time anything, right? This is basically luck at this point, because I'm always moving up and down. I'm just controlling left, right. So it's essentially just luck. Now, that's fine if we introduce another gimmick to help me out. Now, you can even make it sillier, which I kind of want to do. And I could do this. And now he's really fast. So if you go like this, and now we got, and now it's completely up to chance. Oh, I'm doing so good. No. So what game mechanics could help us when we're constantly switching color? We don't really have control over it. One, we could do geothermal. You can just plow through the bricks. It ignores the color. We could do lights. So as you're changing color, the lights are changing color. That could be kind of fun. We also wanted to do moving bricks. So I think that could be fun. So how about this? We need to create 2 bricks that change, that combine to make color. So we're going to do blue and yellow again, because if we do blue and yellow and they combine, we'll get green light. So instead of green and orange, we're going to do blue and yellow. Then we're going to have lights. The lights are going to be all around the sides here. I'm just going to do it like this. Rotate them. Like that. And you know, for this we need some new music. We're done with jazz. We need some chiptune music. Game on. Sure. Poketon and friends. All right, so I've started to get to know some of these artists. The best dude, he's not even here. Which one is it? I don't even see him. We'll try this. There was a chiptune channel and there was like one guy that was clearly better than the others, but let's go with this. Okay, so the lights will shine light on all the bricks. So for example, if I just did this and save it, oh, I need to change the color of the bricks. And say like I had some blue and I had some yellow, my bad. And then even some green over here, just to show the variance. I'll just do it over here, it's quicker. So here, no matter what, eventually, you know, if I'm doing just yellow, those lights will work out. Now if you combine blue with green, you'll get yellow. Here, eventually those will just all be yellow. And you win. Oops. So what we want to do is do moving bricks, so the bricks are constantly moving through the lights. And I want there to be more lights. So it's kind of going to be a speed level. And then hopefully within the speed level, we can add some sort of strategy. But maybe we won't. Maybe it'll just be utter chaos and it'll just be a free win. So let's create track. And we'll just do a simple. Oh, let's rotate that. So I've said this before. There will be these will not be like, these are supposed to be mechanical tracks. This came from a different game, Blister Blight, which is another game I was developing. Platformer. But these tracks will eventually be like water because it's for hydro, and that's just an art thing. So we're gonna add some something like this. Just have those going around it. And then I think it'd be fun to have an inner track too here. Both sides. That'll be the top. That'll be the sides. Hey, Zelda Timeline. Yeah, right now, I'm taking a break from UFO 50 for sure. Probably won't be returning anytime soon. I started playing Metroid Prime 2 every other day. So, got through most of what I wanted to see with UFO 50. But yeah. There are definitely most of the games I did not beat, so I would not see myself. I could see myself going back and playing it in the future, for sure. Okay, so those are slightly different. That's fine. And let's just see what this looks like. So we're going to throw some moving bricks on here. And those are going to be a combination of blue, yellow, and green. I'll have the blue... I'll have them be fast. Why not? Wee! And then the green ones. Like that. And then we'll do this for blue and yellow. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. Lurk all you like. This is a game that's been in development now for a little bit more than a year. So it was October, well, really September of last year. So maybe about 14 months with a couple small breaks. So the large part of the development in this game, because there's 160 of these arcade levels, is just making the levels. But I would say the first 6 months or so is like getting the coding done. It's all based off of an existing code base that I developed for an action platformer, Blister Blight. And we've gotten here, and there's still some bugs and updates we need to make. It needs to be built so it works on touch screens and iPads and phones and stuff. And that'll be the big feature left. But yeah, part of it is level design and part of it is coding. Right now we're just doing stupid, silly stuff with levels for the final world. A big part of game dev is just doing it, learning the skills, and just doing it. So we're going to do this. And this is going to be very silly. And you'll see in a sec why. So we'll just start with this. And then we're going to have some more go on. All right. So you can see once you make something blue, it just like, it goes away, right? Gotta get one blue on the bottom here. All right. So it's very dumb. But we can make it slightly less dumb. By how do I make this slightly less dumb? We need some sort of element of combos or speed or something here. And maybe I'm actually not sure. Could have rotation bricks. Let's see what else we got in our toolbox. I don't think geothermal is what we want. put in some rotation bricks. That's good. Yeah, the learning curve of anything. So I'm using Monogame as my framework. So XNA is like the base, but it's a highly code-based to start. So basically everything is via code. You're mixing with sprite sheets and stuff, but yeah, sitting down and doing it exactly. Like Unity is there's coding in Unity. That's like a big framework, of course, and among other studios that you can learn. Some of them it's more of using like the proprietary software and getting comfortable with that rather than learning how to code. Often it's a fusion of the two. There's no UI with Monogame, so it's a very programming heavy learning curve. But I came from more of a programming background, so that was comfortable kind of jumping in and learning that. But I've been doing stuff now in Monogame for like more than 8 years. So at this point in time, considering my other job also has to do with software development and database stuff, there's nothing I really feel like I can't do if I put my mind to it, which is a cool place to get to, but it does take time. So these lights right now are completely useless. And I think having these be super fast is not helpful. In fact, the lights even don't make this seem helpful. I thought it would be cool, but it just kind of trivializes it. You could just do this. Well, you can't get the green now. Could do this. And then what if... Right, yep. You got the skills, you gotta apply them. Sometimes it's just hard to find the time to do it. And it's a discipline, like anything else, like a sport. The more time you put into it, the more you'll feel comfortable with it. Or hurdles with it. Sometimes you're always using the same tool. So like in coding, one of the things is like, I got a for loop. Can I just loop everything, you know? But sometimes there's better ways of doing things. Being more clever or doing research into a better way of tackling a problem. All right, we need one more mechanic. I think what we're gonna do is rotation blocks. Or pollinators. It's kind of my favorite mechanic. What if you find a way to get in here, right? Like, what if I put this, just like a little help. All right. Like, you're gonna hit some. Like, I'm not doing nothing. And you're changing them as they go along. That's actually pretty great. And then there's... No, I'm stuck. Oh, you can clip through. It sort of kind of works. I could do this, and that's kind of funny. This is more of just test. It's only detecting the hit like every other frame. Every time it goes through, the bricks are changing color. Alright, so in the chaos, even if the level is basically just a meme, which it is right now, is there a way to beat the meme quickly? I like the idea of having like these on the outside if you wanted to skip over there. Alright, we're gonna try to beat this legitimately. What says 20 seconds? Did I do that? No, this was a previous version of the level. Oh, I forgot to... Nope, stop. I forget to save. Whatever. Boop, boop, boop. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. Alright, save level 151. Alright, so we're gonna legitimately try to skip over to the right. Where am I? Oh. Our goal is to get these green. Great. We just need one green. And then I need to skip over there and get that green and we're done. That's kind of cool. Basically, the goal is really just to get the lights on. And to get one green light on there. Then we can get one green light on over here. And we did it. Ooh. 10 seconds. Yellow. Get a blue. Get a blue. Get out of here. Got him. Come on. Get out of the way. Green. Oh, I need a blue light now. No. They're all green. No. Alright, this is actually fun. Very good. Come on, get out of here. I can do the other side. No. I just need a blue. Give me a blue. There it is. Blue. No. No. Blue. There it is. That's a pretty fun level. I'm done. Ship it. We're gonna call this one light meme. Just a light meme. Use the lights to beat the meme fast level. What's some more tricky? And this one's using lights, pollen, movement, or moving, is that what I'm saying? And antimatter. What do I call the original? Oh, am I calling it moving? Yeah, I'm calling it moving. Hooray! Da 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 da. We got our quest done. And I still got like a half hour. Or more. Okay. So, our last 30 minutes. Because we completed all our quests. We are going to do a short coding adventure to end the stream. Let's take a look and see if we can resolve one of our bugs that we have listed as a short coding adventure. What do we have in terms of bugs right now? So a few too many bugs right now. Dev status. Show the blanks. Okay. That one's too hard. Sometimes you clip through a block. That's too bad. The combo of 8 or greater. That's going to be a matter of updating our sprite sheets. And then the clear command, that has to do with the command prompt. We could try to manage this text. Let's try to do this update. I think this is a nice update to attempt to fix. So if we look here, I'm going to hide my face just so we can see the text. So say goodbye to me. Bye-bye. So here at the bottom of our text, you can see, hey, it's completely fine. Gifts on fire. That's actually not the name of the level, but whatever. However, if a level name is too big, let's go to, I think I have one here. Come on, where's the level that has a really long name? I mean, that's getting close. You could always name the level a little bit less. But keep in mind this is also going to be like on phones and tablets where the UI might look slightly different. Don't I have a really long name somewhere in here? Come on. Nope. No. Oh, there it is. International Superhighway. I like the name of that level. Yes, it's an outlier. Yes, I could just make it less words. But say I don't want to do that. Say I actually want to dynamically change the text based off of the width here. That's something we want to do. It's less pressing on this menu than it is on the actual game menu. So if I press start, we can also see that the text is going into this timer. We don't want that to happen. So there's two options. One, you can have the text wrap. Well, actually, there's a few options. You can do a text wrap. We're not going to wrap text in terms of like, you know, HI-way or something like that. Option two is simply, hey, if the word's not going to completely fit in that space, move on to the next line. So here you could say, hey, if international superhighway isn't going to fit here, we just say international and then line break superhighway. That sort of works in this space. That could be fine. If we also go back here, that'd probably work here. The third option is just make the font smaller. So say, hey, if you have this many characters, make the font smaller, and it could fit here. That might look a little bit weird, especially if there's like just one. I think it's just the one actually. That's too big. Which again, sometimes you create a feature and it's like, is this feature for something in the future? Or do I just say, hey, another way to fix it is just never have a level name that's too big. Which is kind of a weak way of programming, of just saying, well, if I know the input, as long as the input is a certain way, it won't break it. Not a great way of doing it. But I only have the one right now that is too big. Which I honestly don't even remember. Where was it? It was in here, right? No. There it is. So let's take a look at this and see if it's worth even fixing it. Or if I just say, hey, screw it, we're going to be smart about our input and make it small. Now, there are a lot of different places where there are some dynamic fonts in this game. Most of the places, though, is just, especially when you're making a small game, it really depends on how many people you're working with. So right now, I'm the lead developer on this. I've had 1 or 2 people work on, or if, let's say a handful of people work on the code base for this game. But for this game specifically, I've been the only developer for it. So if you're working with yourself, you don't have to make things as friendly, right? You can do some more hard coding. You can comment stuff out. If you're in a bigger team or if you're on a really big team, you need to be much more cognizant of how you're developing, making sure that's modular, making sure that it's obvious what you're doing. All that being said, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to just put my face back on, and we're going to show the code, which you can do when it's running. So I got to add the source of that. I'm just going to capture Visual Studio. And it's right here, I think. No, this is it. Wait. Prop. Can it find it? Is it? There it is. Hey! Matzah. Put that over there. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger. Big enough. And we're going to look to see where this is occurring. I also want to do little coding adventures because you are looking at the code base. It can, depending on who's tuning in, it can be like, I'm overwhelmed by all the code. I don't know what code is. So I'll try to walk through it a little bit. Also, I like to do a little split to say how long this is going to take us. So here's our split. So we're officially starting the coding update in 3, 2, 1. Go! All right. So where is font being controlled for this? What we have to do first is look at where is this screen, and then there's the other screen. So there's both appearing here, it's appearing here. Theoretically, it could appear in other locations as well. For example, if I go back to the main menu, there's a different mode. In Gauntlet mode, you can see here, there's also showing the current level. So I'm currently on Layers Remix. This might be an additional place where we need to consider, hey, if a font is this many characters, do something. You also see here, though, it's a much smaller window. So you won't necessarily be able to do the strategy of doing like a line break. Likely it'll be a font shrink. But we're going to go back to our adventure mode. And the example we were looking at is this one. I'm just going to, again, hide myself. It's fine if I'm not on screen here. So, International Superhighway. And we are on this main menu screen. So we're going to take a look at where that's located. And the game is running. You can actually make updates when the game's running, depending on where they're located. So I have over here a menus. It's been a little bit. Menus. And there's way more here than is actually in the game again, because this is based off of another code base. And if we want to, you could just like search for it. You can also search for certain text. So for example, say I was just like, oh, I'm going to search for the text that says, I don't know, best time or best rank or something that you knew would be on this page. You could do it that way. But this is our adventure menu. It's the top one. And I'm going to scroll down to the draw. You could also just look at the methods here and see all the different things that's going on here for the draw method. We have a bunch of different sprites that are being drawn at the top. And we have our bunch of stuff commented out. Again, I'm the only developer, so this might look a little messy, and that's it. So here is where we're going to be taking a look at it, our selected level. So we have a selected level. It's going to come, we have the set of level data descriptors. These are basically all of the levels have all of the stuff about the levels, including the name. It's saying, hey, based on the sort order, get the first one where the sort order is equal to the one that's selected, and that's our selected level. And from the selected level, I'm just drawing the name. I'm drawing it as a 32 font. This is creating what's called a string object. This is a object that's containing information about the text that's being drawn. They're called strings. And then it's saying, where are we putting this on screen? What's the color? And there are some things here for like opacity and things like that. So this is always being done at a 32. So for example, say I pause this and I just made this like 64 just for funs. And to continue, you can see that it's huge. Right? It's ginormous. And it's ginormous for all of them. So what we want to do is basically say, hey, if there's X number of characters, go ahead and make the font smaller. So somewhat straightforward. So we'll go back to our menu here. And here we have the name. So I'm actually just going to stop the game and we'll make this bigger. Just so we can do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our name here. We're going to see how many characters are in the name and just say, hey, if it's over a certain amount of characters, put in a different font size where the default font size is 32. So we can just say var level name characters. I'll just zoom in a little bit just so it's a little bit bigger on screen here. Is equal to selected level dot name dot length. So the length is just going to give us the number of characters in it. And that, you can see that here, get the number of characters in the string object. Now, international superhighway, we saw it extended a certain amount. We don't know exactly how many characters we want to change it, but it looked like around 20 or so. So if we do, this was the one that was failing. And it was failing right around here. It's basically this many characters. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16. Something around 16 characters. So then we can say, hey, there our font size. And we can say if the amount of characters is greater than 16, then our font size, let's just make it smaller. We can say it is 24. Else, we'll do 32. So this is a shorthand if-else statement, which you can do as a one line in Visual, in C#. You can say, hey, if this, then this, else this. And then for the font size, we can just throw the font size in there. Because more often than not, 99% of the time, we're going to want this 32 font size for smaller names. So it could be that simple. It probably needs to be a little bit. We might need to adjust the position of the text as well, now that we've changed the font size. Because whenever I change the font size, it's also changing stuff like the line spacing and things like that. Turn off the music. I'm not doing that coding update right now. Alright, so right away, if we go back here, we can see that this one was also changed, right? It's not even small enough. So careful cavitation. That one had greater than 16 characters, and now is a smaller font size. Cool. It automatically worked. Now careful cavitation did fit. So maybe we're saying 1, we only need to make it smaller font size if there's more characters. And 2, it didn't even work for International Superhighway. So let's make a little minor adjustment. Also, I'm completely covering this with Visual Studio. Let's show that again. Didn't realize that on stream. So again, here's careful cavitation, which was, I think, showing fine. And here's our naming question. So as we're going, we can see chaotic blueprints. It looks like 16 didn't need to happen. I think we can make it like 20. And then we also need to make the font size a little bit smaller for big names. You could also do different thresholds. Say you want to do like a switch statement. You could say, well, if it's greater than 16 to 20, make it this size. If it's 20 to this, make it this size. If you wanted some sort of scaling. So we'll go back in here. We'll just pause it now. And why don't we change it? We'll just say if it's greater than 20, make it 20. It is just trial and error. There you go, it fits. And you could say, hey, how much is careful cavitation? It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's like 18. You might not be comfortable with having just a little bit of a gap here. Maybe you're like, well, the UI doesn't look very good when the text is that close to these boxes. That's a thing. So you even say here, is 18, should I make it a little bit smaller? And here, it fits. Does it look great? No. Looks okay. It is still like a little bit small. It's kind of funny. But at least it's not overlapping. We could say, hey, we want it to be a little bit bigger. So why don't we do that? Instead of 20, why don't we make it like, I don't know, 22. And there it barely fits. It doesn't quite overlap. But there you go. Very simple coding update. Why don't we make it a 21? Just because it's like there's no padding there. So we'll just go ahead and make that 21. And if we wanted to add a little bit of padding for some of those that had like 18, we saw that we were a little bit more. You could do an extended statement here. So sometimes you want to do a little bit of formatting. So let's say we did this. We could say, hey, if it's greater than 17, which we saw for some of those, then let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it like 28. Else, if it's greater than 20, then you'll do 21. And then else 32. So you could also do that like if you wanted. Some people really like to line it up, but I'm of the... I think this looks fine. So if it's greater than 70, do that. If it's still longer, do that. Otherwise, 32 and slap in the font size. Oh, that's not enough. It does work for this, which is great. But I needed one more. I need greater than 17 and less than or equal to 20. And then do that. There you go. Boom! Look at that. It's no longer overlapping. We have a couple that will be smaller, the chaotic blueprints. I don't really know of other ones that are super fast. Most of them aren't too big, but now we're pretty confident that if we have a long one, it'll fit as long as we're not like, you know, writing an essay with the amount of characters that we want to include. So, yeah, most of them will be fine, but there we go. So if we want to include that on the next level, or the next screen, we can just take a look. So here, say we go in here, and this is still overlapping. Now the font on the game screen, this is just like the actual level, isn't necessarily the same font. You could have a rule that says like anytime you display a font and it's a certain size, shrink it down. Because we're using different UI and different screens, we might want to customize it. So let's just take the code that we did, go wherever this is appearing right here, and update that. So we will go back to Visual Studio. There's a, it's called our core level here, which all the magic takes place. There's a ton happening here. And again, most of this stuff is unrelated to this game. I just haven't cleaned up all the extra code in this clone of a code base that this smaller game is running in. So we'll zoom out just a little bit. And we're going to go to the draw method again. There's our core level. There you go. Go to draw. And we're going to go down to where it says all this stuff. So much. Don't look. It's here, right? Am I silly? Maybe it isn't here. Wait a second. I should look just for like level name or something like that. So what did we do before? We were using this selected level. We had name. Let's do a quick look on name. Nope. Where is this? You know, it'll be a little bit easier, actually. Oh, do you know why? I'm looking for something in the actual level. The text and stuff isn't in the level, which is where all these objects and things are. This is in the hood. So we need to look in the hood, not in the level itself, for where we are going to be updating the stuff. That's where I need to look. So we'll go to the hood instead. Go to the hood. There we go. And we're already in the draw stuff. There's a ton. We're going to go to the top. Things are drawn in order, top to bottom. Unless, of course, you're doing loops and you're shooting to different parts. This is all stuff about displaying the boss health bar. And it's right up here. Getting close. Yep. The best time, all that stuff. You can see there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's not included right now. It's just commented out. You do you. Level ending warning. Here it is. This is what we're looking for. So here by default, we're doing a size of 26 for this. You saw on the menu screen it was 32. So this is by default 26. And I think if we go to like some of the other levels that we shrunk, like careful cavitation, there's plenty of room. So we probably don't need to worry about the 18 characters here because it's already small enough. But something like this, we would just want to make a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and go to our menu. And we'll go back to where we made that update, which is right here. And we just have to do something similar to this. So we'll just do a pause. We don't need this anymore. Go to the hood. Now here, this is where this is coming from. So we're going to do this length. And our font size will be that. And our default here is actually 26. And we can just say here that if our characters are greater than 20, then do something, otherwise make it 26. So why don't we just try, I don't know, 24. Still too big. Oh wait, did we not save? Wait a second. Yeah, still too big. You cannot see? Bada bing. You can see it's still overlapping. I can move this too. Oops, don't move that. One sec. There we go. See? Let's make it a little bit smaller. We're in the hood. And we'll just make this 22. There we go. It worked. Now, it is still slightly overlapping. Again, these backgrounds that we have, these stock images, which we'll eventually have official stock images or photographs, ones that we either paid for or took ourselves. You can see that the text, this white text, isn't always the best text for these images. So in the final version of the game, we'll probably be changing the color of all of this UI based off of our finalized chosen stock images for each world. Right now, it's just like whatever, it's always white. So it's overlapping just slightly, which is kind of annoying. So we'll just make it one font size smaller. So we'll go back in here. Let's make this 21. And now it works. There's the Y. And you know, if we really wanted to see it just like a little bit better, we could always just be like, no, I do not want it to be white. I want it to be magenta. And now look, it's magenta. So beautiful. Cool. So there you go. I'm not going to go into the gauntlet menu right now because that will be a lot trickier to debug. So that'll be in the future, the gauntlet menu that we saw that these level names could appear again. And you saw that if I go back here, they can also appear not only there, but here at the bottom. You can see current run, windmills, it shows the current level we're on. If it's too long, technically it could go out the box here as well. So there's a lot of different places that when you start making updates like this, you might not have hit all of them. These sort of visual bugs that make things look more professional when text does not just flow outside the bounds of a menu. But that's it. We're done. Bada bing, bada boom. Just a little coding adventure. You know, before I forget, I should probably still make this white. Otherwise, I will forget. Or I'll go in there and be like, why is this pink? Oh no! We already know this bug. It's fine. This bug is actually listed. This is something that we decided not to do. Which was, right here. No. Where is it? Is it this one? I don't know. I thought I already put this bug out. Look, we're doing it together. Index out of range on high scores for gauntlet mode. I don't know why this is happening now. It was not happening before. Womp womp. Game over. I'm back. All right, we're gonna end it right there. There'll be a. Well, let's start it up so there's a chance that YouTube doesn't think that we're gonna show this window. I do not update or change the thumbnails for recorded live things. So maybe we'll just do this one. Just have that on screen. Wait, we're still showing this? There it is. All right, we made 3 good levels today. Pretty great. Did a little coding adventure. Made some progress. Tomorrow I'm going to be back playing some more Metroid Prime 2. Just made it to the bog. Pretty cool. Probably be, playing Metroid Prime 2 every other day. I've been told it's a longer one. I can't think it's much longer in like 20 or 25 hours. Should maybe be like over the course of 6 days, maybe like 2 weeks. This will be like the 4th session playing it, so we'll see. I'll be back at that out tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll be back doing some more levels in Switch Ball. We got maybe 25 left. It's just pretty awesome. So, thanks for all who tuned in today. Thanks for all who will be tuning in later on Twitch and YouTube. As always, love you guys. Jesus loves you too. I will catch you on the flip side.